strong, fierce co-host, the Reverend Dr. Denise Donnell, is in studio. Good morning, Denise.
Grand Rising humans.
And we also have a special guest in studio this morning. Hey, Miss Katrina Brown from Energy, Arkansas. Good morning,
Good
Katrina.
morning. Thank you for having us this morning.
Well, we're going to have a great show this morning. So I want to get started with announcements. Uh, any announcements, Denise?
Oh, yes, my goodness. I've got a lot of announcements. One of them, I probably need to go get the paper. But one of them is that on August the 10th, wait, let's back up. August 4th, we will have Jasmine here from Get Loud, Arkansas, talking about the importance of voting. We keep talking about how all roads lead to the ballot box, all roads lead to the ballot box. So on August 4th, we'll have Jasmine from Get Loud, Arkansas. And then on the 10th, which is the following Monday, I will be hosting the Chris Jones campaign in my home for one of the people's tables that he'll be doing all over the state. And that's on August the 10th from 6 to 8. And then on August 11th, Chris Jones will be on the show, Community Voices, so he can be talking about the campaign and what he needs and how we can support him. And so we've just decided to make it a whole month on Community Voices. So after that, that's the 11th. The following Tuesday, the 18th, we'll have Mrs. Marcina McKinley from the Health Corner. And then following that, which should probably be the 18th or so, I can't remember. But then we also have the Right Reverend Ryan Davis. Yeah, so we have Jasmine coming up, followed by Chris Jones, followed by Marcina McKinley, followed by Ryan Davis. We've got all this on lock for you already. Also want to remind you that we are suggesting, nudging, asking, encouraging, trying to inspire you to support the Chris Jones campaign. The office is at 921 West Markham Street, right here in downtown Little Rock. If you need a sign, if you need to donate, whatever it is that you need to do, you can handle it all at the office at 921 West Markham Street, right here in downtown Little Rock. I think those are all of the announcements that I have for today.
Okay, something is wrong. I got everything turned off, my mute, everything, and it's still, I'm still hearing feedback. I don't know. I don't. I'll hear them more. Yeah, that's good. Okay, so I have a couple of announcements this morning. So, um, the Central Arkansas Library System will mark the fifth anniversary of Little Rock, the Rocket Lab, with a community event on Saturday, July 25th from noon until 3 p.m. at Library Square in downtown Little Rock. The event will highlight the Rocket Lab KABF Entrepreneurial Hub featuring its co-working space, market space, and business connected with the program. Attendees can learn about resources available to entrepreneurs and small business owners and explore the work of local startup businesses. Complimentary refreshments will be available during the event. The Rocket Lab is a partnership between the Central Arkansas Library System and the Arkansas Business Entrepreneurs, supporting innovation, collaboration, and small business development in Central Arkansas. Additional information about the Rocket Lab and other CALS programs is available at cal.org. Here's a community announcement from KBF 88.3 FM. The view, the un the Undo You Little Rock Hip Hop Fest takes place on Saturday, July 25th, with two events highlighting the hip hop culture, and independent artists. The afternoon program is from 1 p.m. until 4 p.m. at Back to Vita Cafe, located at 1424 Main Street in Little Rock, Soma District. The event includes a turntable showcase, a beat maker showcase, and appearance by local and visiting artists. The evening program begins at 7 p.m. at Whitewater Tavern, 2500 West 7th Street in Little Rock, featuring performances by Cass of the Top Akilla, Guilty Simpson of Stone Store Records, along with additional artists. The festival is presented by Jason the Hater and DJ 5. For more information about the event, visit whitewatertavern.com. This has been a community announcement on KBF 88.3 FM. And so those are the announcements for today. And as they say in the church, govern yourself accordingly. So, Katrina, tell our listening audience a little about who you are, what you do, and the role you play within it.
So, again, my name is Katrina Brown. Thank you so much for inviting us to come in and speak today. I'm a customer service manager for Entergy Arkansas. I've been with Entergy 20 years as of next Tuesday. And what I do every day, my primary job is to manage cities. I am the primary contact between cities and to Entergy. So if a mayor has an issue or a city council member or a it's just a business in the area, large business, and I serve the southeast area, Stuttgart areas where my office is, but I serve all the way over to Forest City down into Helena. So I manage those cities. But I also have been given the privilege of kind of foreseeing and running what we call our customer resource pop-up event. And in those events, we partner with the local agency that administers the LIHEAP funding, which is a federal funding, and we go into neighborhoods or cities and communities, and we sponsor resource days. We just wrapped up resource days in Star City and Gould on Monday and Tuesday of this week. We partner with other agencies in the community, such as Department of Human Services, the Department of Workforce, the Arkansas Single Parent Scholarship Fund, just to bring resources into these communities that they may not have access to or may not be able to go to a large, come to Little Rock, everybody, or go to Pine Bluff. We kind of try to bring it to their local community. And we just have resource that there are the agencies are there to administer those LIHEAP fundings if they're available to them. We administer what we call the Energy Financial Assistance, Power to Care, which is totally energy funded. And then we have other resources all in this one place so that they can gain resources to their communities.
Yeah, and Energy Arkansas and KABF, they're not strangers. There's a lot of different events that have that Energy has put on that KBF has been a part of, not only KBF, but Arkansas Community Organization downstairs. And so for our listening audience, can you tell them what the LAHEAP program is,
Yes.
what it stands for?
So it's the Low Income Heating Energy Assistance Program. It's federally funded and it's available to those. And please forgive me if I don't get the numbers right. I think it's 150% below the federal poverty level. And they can go in, they have open set season time for heating is from January to March, and then for summer assistance, it's normally from July till the end of August. And if they qualify, the income base, it is income based based on your income. And if you qualify, then you can get assistance with paying up, your billing. In the summertime, it's the electric billing. Some agencies do offer assistance with water, but not all of them do. It depends on the county. And then in the wintertime, they give you assistance with your heating bill. So whether that be electricity or gas or natural gas. And that's, offered to any electric, not just energy. That's any electric bill or heating source that you have.
And with the federal government's cut into the LAHEAP program, I think one thing that's happened is that energy is kind of stepping up a little bit more to be a stopgap for a lot of these different programs. And what are some of the things that people, that families or households that qualify for the LAHEAP, what are some of the specific things that they can get?
Well, with the LIHEAP, and again, it depends on your financial status, but they pay up so much on your billing. They do offer weatherization as well to your home. And again, that's not through Entergy, so I don't have all the specifics, but Entergy does offer home solutions as well. Well, we'll come in, and that's free to all Entergy customers. They'll do an audit on your home, they'll check your insulation, they'll check this sealant around your windows and things like that. They offer that for businesses as well. If they can come in and, help maybe with upgrading the lighting in your business or, your units. And if there is a cost, there may be incentives that the business can get, but to the residential customers, that audit is free. And if they need to put insulation in your attic, and I've known people who have had that done, and it does make a difference with your building, especially if you have like heating and air that's seeping out, that's just free money really just going out the window. And so we want to make sure that we assist any way we can to help.
And you said the audit is just open to all energy customers.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and I know there's a lot of different initiatives that energy has that it offers to its customers. And I get the emails, the thermostats that you can get through energy. One of the programs that I'm a part of is the summer. I forget what they call it, but in the summertime, when it's at a um, um, peak energy usage
Mhm.
for the heat, it automatically lowers my air conditioning units.
Mhm.
It doesn't shut them off,
Right.
but it lowers them. You still, the home is still cool, but at the end of each year in December, I get a check back from energy for allowing this to take place. And so it's things like that that a lot of people don't know about. And I think that's what the pop-ups do. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. It gives information not only about energy but other things. But yes, sir, we pop up so that we can explain and just kind of share our story with the community, because a lot of people just look at us as the electric company and we make the bills go high and we do all of that. But we do so much more in the community, and we give information to try to help your bill not go high.
Yeah. I think that's one of the things that, especially in the summertime, um, you're going to get those higher than average bill. Um, so when is the next pop-up? I know that's one of the things we want to talk about this morning. When is your next pop-up?
So we will be at Watershed on Wednesday, the 29th. We'll be there from around 9 a.m. to about 2. And we'll also be giving away fans that day. We've partnered with the Urban League to give away fans. The fans are first come, first serve. So, once we're out, unfortunately. But there'll be representatives there from the LIHEAP agency that will be able to help assisting with billing. There'll also be someone there from the workforce. The workforce bus will be there. So if you need help applying for a job or just want to see what's available, they will be there. Um, there'll be someone there from the Arkansas Single Parent Scholarship Fund. If you're a single parent in school, going to school right now, there's a scholarship that's available for single parents, and that money can be used for things that a single parent would need, not just going to books and things. That so it's great information. There'll be someone there from the Arkansas Minority Health giving checking blood pressures, blood sugars, and giving good advice on things that you may need help with that you may not even know is going on with you. So there'll be some resources there. And of course, Entergy will be there if you have questions about your bill. Our Energy Solutions will be there, which is what I was speaking to earlier about the home audit. And so we're just looking forward to being in the community on Wednesday at the Watershed.
Okay, so
Want to let you know that Hotep has been on the line wishing us life, prosperity, and health. And then we got Mayor Lisa Hicks Gilbert in the house. She said, "You got one of my favorite people on here today. Hi, Miss Brown."
Hi, Maya. How are you today? Doing great. I hope you are as well. We have been as far as Elaine, so we travel. We don't just stick around in the central part. We get that a lot. That we do a lot for Central Arkansas, and we forget about the rest of the state. But we do our best to try to get around, and because we have representatives, managers like myself stationed all around the state. I just happen to be Southeast Arkansas, and so I represent Elaine well. Hey, Mayor.
okay. And so when you were talking about, I know that if you qualify based on where you are on the poverty level, the poverty line, but what about if you're disabled or you're elderly? what type of programs does Energy have for those households?
So again, our Power to Care, which is 100% funded by Entergy employees and customers, that is what we have set aside also for the elderly and handicapped 65 or older, or disabled in the home. And so we encourage people, if you don't think you meet the requirements for the federal, that don't stay at home, because there's so many other things you may qualify for the Power to Care funding that can assist you, or the other resources that are there. So we do encourage you still come out and see what's available, because one thing that we found in doing these pop-ups is people just didn't know. It wasn't that they didn't want the help, they didn't know the help was available. And so that's what we're trying to get the word out.
And so, how does a person find out about these different programs? Yeah, is there what type of is there a contact number? Is there email or?
So you can go to Entergy.com, which is our main hub website, and then there is a link there that talks about communities, and it'll take you to a page that single stop is on our landing page. That gives a listing of everything, the programs that are available, the resources that you can go to find right there in our on that website. So Entergy.com is our main hub, but we advise everyone to go, and any information you want to know about Entergy, what we offer. It gives information about the programs that we offer, such as levelized billing, or if you need to budget your bill and you want to know exactly what your bill is going to be every month. Levelized billing may be something that you want to look into. Now, it's an average 12-month running average, so it's not exactly what you pay, but if you need to know, hey, my bill is going to be $150, for the next 12 months, and that's a program. We do also offer a program called Pick a Date, where you can pick the date of the month that your bill is due. If you just need it to be due on a certain day every month, that helps you. And so there are so many programs that we offer, and all of that is on our landing page, Entergy.com.
In that exchange you were just having with the mayor, you said that Entergy has been serving Elaine well, and she shot back, yes, you have been serving Elaine well. And she shot back, yes, she does.
Thank you
She
so
wanted to affirm you and your work. That's important for us to know. If you, because to me, the best marketing advertising is by word of mouth. And so for the mayor to endorse you, that says a lot.
Thank you so much, Mayor. I appreciate you.
And Katrina, so how did you get involved with customer service with Energy? How did this this pathway to where you are now?
You want me to think back 20 years ago. So, as I stated, I started with Entropy 20 years ago. I was living at home with my grandparents, and I needed a job that was going to get me out of the house, basically. And so I went to a staffing agency, and they sent me to Entropy, and I started in the call center. I answered telephone calls right after Hurricane Katrina. And so, we service Mississippi, Louisiana. And so to answer the phone, hello, my name is Katrina. Oh my God. So that was an experience. And I worked in the call center for 7 years. And then I went to the billing department. That was a new challenge. I learned how to do that, and calculate bill and that. And I did that for 5 years. And then I said, well, Lord, what else you got for me? And he gave me this position. And I've been a customer service manager now for 8 years, servicing that in area. And so that's my passion for people, I think, is what has gotten me in, as far as it has in customer service. The customer resource days, I had the idea. I was raised by my grandparents, and when my grandfather got sick, I was trying to work, and he was a very independent man. He did not, he still wrote checks to pay all his bills, and he bought a car at 74. I mean, it was just, and so when I said, well, Dad, I can pay your bills online, that was, oh my God, that was like I was talking Greek. And so I was trying to
That's all like me.
get his, get help for him and find out things. And I thought, there are so many people that don't have a granddaughter that works for Entergy, and they need the help, and so that's how the whole idea came about. And I pitched it to my leadership And they said, okay, if you can make it work, let's do it. And so they've been very, very supportive, and our team has been supportive. And because one thing we want people to realize is, Entergy, the people that work for Entergy grew in this community and see us as people and not just a company. We are people that care about the community that we live in, and we want to help those that need the help.
Yeah, and that's one thing I can say in my experiences, not only as a customer with energy, but also in meeting different uh, uh, people within energy, from Laura Landrieu, who's the CEO of Energy Arkansas, and Trail Thompson, um, who is uh, vice president.
Vice President of Customer Service. That's
So,
my father.
yeah, that's how Katrina. I had lunch with Ventrail to talk about what we could do. I originally had a conversation with Laura Landrew, and just talked about how there was information that needed to get out. I think it was a lot of I've just being in the community. I've heard a lot of people talk about, what happened to the light heat program. How can I, what can I do to get my bill lowered? Just, just common questions that I felt like it has to be a way to get this information out to the community and to the people who really will benefit from this information. And after talking to Laura, she sent me over to Ventrail, and uh, it did take. I think I saw Ventrail on a Tuesday. You sent me an email out on Wednesday. I was like, wow, that was fast, and so that's how we got it set up for you to come onto the show to talk about this. So, how many pop-ups do you do? How many, and how they schedule it? Are they like every month, or do you just do it when you feel there's a need? Or
So pop-ups look different. It just depends. So a resource day, we try to do that around the time that the LIHEAP funding is available. And so, like I said, in the summer, that's usually through June, July to the end of August, and then in the wintertime, that's January through March. So that's how we do those. This project is still kind of new, so we're still kind of working the kinks out. But we'll pop up. If you send us an email and say you're having a festival, I think we'll be at Wrightsville Day. So we may not have all of the resources, but we'll come in with our, MG efficiency and to be there to answer questions. We'll do that. And if we're available, as long as we're asked to, and we have the volunteers that can do it because it's volunteer based.
calling you on there,
I need to look into the key.
caller,
Hello.
scams. I wish there was a way to that they could just do something to, uh, I guess, uh, filter out scam calls for business lines. and
If they were interested in doing that, they never would have given the people permission to call us. So
yeah, you got a point there. Do you have any questions?
actually, I keep going back to this partnership that you said you have with the Urban League, where they're going to offer fans to people who show up, I guess, at the pop-up. And you said, but it's first come, first serve. And it reminds me of this story in the Bible where this man is at this pool called Beautiful, and the first person who gets into the pool, that's the person who's going to get healed. But this young man, he's been trying to be healed for years and years and years, but he can't because there are so many barriers already in place. And so he can never get there fast enough. And I'm thinking about the people that would qualify to need these kinds of programs. All of us need them, but the people that really are going to depend on them, like they already have so many barriers in place, and now they got to hurry hurry up and try to get here so they can get this fan. And so now that's created this kind of scramble. Now people are gonna be like trying to get over each other, fighting over each other for a fan. Like that's what I can see in my head. And I'm like, but if you say I'm in partnership and the partnership is about the pop-up, then anybody who shows up at the pop-up ought to be able to get the fan. And so I'm just thinking about this, how we kind of create this kind of division, we kind of create this kind of chaos, and then we sit back and wonder why are things so chaotic. And so I was just wondering why the Urban League can't just provide enough fans for whoever show up at the pop-up. Now you're not from the Urban League, and I know that, but I want to go on record as asking the question.
Well, and let me just preface with saying they're not the only ones that are purchasing fans, but they are one of our partners. And so, there may be fans that I don't exactly know how many fans are going to be there. So there may be fans there that enough fans there for everyone to get a fan.
Okay.
However, I just want to make sure, I don't want the expectation to be set that if I get there at 1:30, there'll still be a fan there available for me when it ends at 2 o'clock. So we try not to do unrealistic expectations. So there will be fans at the location. Watershed has gone in and purchased them as well. I just don't know the number. And so when I'm giving out that information, I don't want them to say, well, Katrina said there was going to be a fan here, and they get there at 1:45 and we don't have any. So that was the only reason why I said that they are first come, first served.
Is that something that Energy does provide fans or any other type of things that um, households may need?
We do partner with other agencies throughout the state and do fan drives in the summertime. Yes, sir, we do that. So that's normally it's done, with the nonprofit. I know in the Pine Bluff area, we do Arkansas Area on Agency. They normally do that for the Southeast Arkansas. And so again, it's different for every area. I can only speak on the area that I serve. So that's how I knew that off the top of my head. But we do that. Um, there are nonprofits that apply for grants through our Entergy Grant Micro Grant Program. And so it's any 501c3 nonprofit, you can go in and apply for a micro grant if it's something that you will are working on and you need help funding with, and they do vet those and look at those applications. And we don't have the funding to give everybody that applies for something, but we do try to support as much as we can. We focus on education, food desert, things that are going to help the community with that, and education, I said that, and then health, things that'll do exercise or things that, so there are options and ways that you can go in and apply for grants that will help. And if we can, we try to support.
Ezekiel is asking us to be a little more careful with the phone because he heard the caller say hello. And so just for us to pay a little more attention, we don't know exactly what's going on. But he said he heard the caller say hello.
I I don't think people really uh, have the grasp the how big energy is. Um, I have dealings in Arkansas, Louisiana, and Texas, and energy is in all three of those states. And in each one of those states, there are a lot of different things energy does for each area. Are there specific things that you may look at in Arkansas or in a certain city, like an Elaine or like a Pine and say, you know, we're going to, I won't say cater, but we're going to make sure that this community may need this, or this community may need something.
No, we don't try to separate communities. We go in again, and I can speak for the mayor of Elaine, put in a grant request. So she asked that we come down to their Juneteenth festival, and she applied for a grant, and she can correct me, I don't remember. But it depends. I mean, you ask for it, and if we can help, we will, but we don't cater to one community. No, we're statewide, and we try to be as we're the utility, and it's our job to make sure you have reliable energy, reliable electricity, and then to be a face in the community to support where we can. And so, to answer your question, no, sir, we don't cater more to this community or give more to that community than we would another one. The need is great in all of them.
Okay.
And we have to, but if we don't know about it, then we can't help. And so that's what one thing that the pop-ups are, and speaking with people that make the, you have to let us know so that if we can come in, we'll do our best to come in and help.
Wait, what kind of things are we talking about when you say if we don't know, if energy doesn't know what kinds of things that the community is dealing with?
Well, and he was asking if we can come in and help. If we don't know that you have a food pantry in your community that needs assistance and that a grant could help you with that, then we don't know to give you a grant or to try to help with those funds. If we don't know that you have a Juneteenth festival that you would like for us to pop up or come in and answer questions, or not even that, if you have a community event, I think I was in Wrightsville or somewhere, and the lady, she wanted us to come to their health fair. We couldn't come just because of scheduling conflicts, but it's things like that. If we don't know about it, and I know that people don't know that they can ask us to come.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting ready to say. Yeah, like how do they know that?
We try to we're trying to get out into the community and give the information and talk about, and like I said, you can apply for the grants, give the information. So that's one reason, or for the pop-up reason, so that we can get into the community. There are things that we learn about, and then try to insert ourselves. If I hear that Elaine is having a festival, then I may reach out to the mayor and say, hey, can I come in and set up a table? Can I set up a booth? And so it's getting into the community, and that's what the customer service managers do in their respective communities. They try to be the listening ear to come back in and then tell.
Yeah, and I know I used the word cater, but Denise pretty much asked the question I was looking for.
Mhm.
And the fact that, once a community tells you, once you find out what the community needs, like I said, whether they have a food pantry, whether it may be some, I know you partner with the Arkansas Minority Health Initiative, and so that way you can go in and say, okay, we can come and we can be a part.
It's about the building of relationships. We're trying to be, we're good neighbors, and building the relationships and getting to have a relationships with the Pastor Orrs and with the Dr. Denise. That's how we can get the ear into the community. Because I can't be everywhere, and so if you give us, or get the news or get the information to the person, then they get it to the right person, and then we're on your radio show. That's how it works.
And what are some of the challenges you face, in getting this information out, or making sure people understand all the programs that energy
It's just no challenge is not the word. It's just, for me, it's I don't have enough hours in the day
has.
to be everywhere, or to and it's not just me. There's a whole team of us that do these resource days, but it's just not enough time in the day, and we want to be at everybody's event, and we still have other duties and jobs that that we have to do as well. So balance, for me, the challenge is just the balance. It's just trying to get everybody, because we want to be there for as many people as we can. So sometimes it's not as easy as it looks.
Are you taking time to tend your own body? Are you taking time to stop and breathe
Yes, ma'am.
and think?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you for asking that. But yes, ma'am. Working in the utility space, as long as I have, you kind of have to, because we're sometimes up when others are sleeping, especially weather related. We're always working. Those servicemen are 110-degree weather. They're out there. So it's important for us, but our leadership pushes that as well, to take personal time, to take time to think.
And no, I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought for a second. And so what after the watershed and after the Riceville, what are your next pop-ups?
So we don't have anything scheduled after Wrightsville Day right now, but that doesn't mean that we won't. As I stated, as we go into the fall season, those are kind of when we. It just depends on what the community has going on, and they normally get with their local manager and talk about it. Those local customer service managers. Because, like I said, they're in regions all over the state: northeast, northwest, southeast, southwest. They normally know what's going on in their area, and then they kind of let us know, or they may pop up. So they pop-ups look different, as I stated earlier. We may just be there that day with the booth answering questions about energy efficiency or things like that. But so they come kind of throughout the year. But we look forward to setting those up at all throughout the year. And the grant process is available all throughout the year. You just go to our website and apply for that. So it doesn't necessarily have to be during the LAHEAP funding time. And we're trying to, again, still kind of fairly new, but we're trying to go in and think of ways that we can schedule things outside of the LAHEAP, because we still have programs and resources that are available outside of that as well.
I'm sorry, Tony, can I ask a question? I wanted to ask if if you have to be a 501c3 in order to receive a grant from Entergy.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so does Entergy offer a program where you teach communities how to become 501c3 participants so that they can be positioned to apply for these grants?
Not that I'm aware of, but I can look into that and see, but I don't think so.
I think that would be a great thing for Entergy to do, to say, hey, we want to come alongside you. We want to help you. When we know that you have needs, you can reach out to us and you can submit a grant. And we'll even make sure that you know how to do that so that we can become even more, even better neighbors. That's what I think I heard you say, even better neighbors.
And that may be something that we look into bringing into our resource days as well, and getting that out into the community. We are looking at other ideas, and so that's something that I can take back to leadership.
Thank you.
Mhm.
So besides the website, because there are a lot of people who are computer savvy, or know how to navigate, or there may be households that may not have good broadband or internet. Are there numbers, telephone numbers that people can contact Energy to ask about these programs, to ask about these initiatives, or to find out how do I get an audit of my home?
Yes, you can always call our 1-800-368-3749, which is the main Entergy number, and that'll get you to a customer service representative that can get you information about all the programs that we offer within our company. Yes, sir. You can also pay attention to our social media. They may not have it, but maybe their child or grandchild. Our social media page does offer tips as well on how to get information, but just to talk to somebody live, yes, sir. Our customer service number.
Call you on there.
Good morning, Sister Denise. Good morning, Tony, and good morning to your much needed guest. I really enjoy the information that she has given us at this time. She's actually talking to somebody. I'm an older guy. I used to go straight to the energy, the AT&L limit pay. I go back past the Melwick checks. They used to let you come in and pay just like you were at the checkout stand at a grocery store or something. But times have changed. Maybe that's a conversation for a different time. But I too am not a person that likes to work with computers online, and I've had my granddaughter to pay my bills and to arrange them, if you will, online and do other communications online. And I think that's a wonderful way to treat your elders or your relatives, and to incorporate into the public sphere as far as the energy is concerned, and all the other ones as well, because it's a problem sometimes paying the bill, if you know what I mean. You have to go through several processes, if you will, to pay on the telephone. I don't know about online. I still haven't learned how to do that. But when you make a payment over the phone, you have to go through a series of processes, if you will. So I appreciate the information that she's giving. I would like to ask her that she gives a grant, but is she also, is Entergy also a distributor or a overseer for federal funds that are already out here to provide assistance to our ratepayers? And if so, are there such funds available? And do you have any information about that? Because in different states, the ratepayers get checks themselves. They just are mailed directly to the ratepayer for utilities, if you will. And I haven't noticed that in Little Rock. That's just like, in other words, like the food stamp program is a government, United States government program, Department of Agriculture, but it's dispersed through the state. And are there funds that the federal government has for ratepayers that are dispersed through Entergy, maybe? And that's the question I want to ask. And thank you so much for all you're doing, and I'll get out there and hear the answer.
Thanks, man.
Not that I am aware of. Entergy is regulated through the Arkansas Public Service Commission. And so the federal government doesn't pay money to us to give to the customers. Now, the LIHEAP funding program, that comes directly through Entergy, but we don't have any, control over that money either. We just partner with the agency to try to bring them to the community to get it to the people. That we're just a partner in that, but no, not that I'm aware of. No, sir.
I know this is a little off the subject, a lot off the subject, kind of, sort of, maybe, but we're talking about online. And so I could not find this link on Tuesday. So since I have it right now, I just want to tell y'all, if you want to donate to the Chris Jones campaign, you can go on, you can go online at Chris for Arkansas. That's CHRIS, the number 4. ar.org/LR July 19th AB. So Chris4Arkansas.org/LR July 19th AB. And some of y'all like, I'm not doing that. Give me the phone number. Okay, I can do that too. Let me give you the phone number to his campaign manager. Her name is Kimberly. 501-413-3745. That's 501-413-3745. It is important for us to rally around each other as community so that we can know which people don't have access to broadband, because if they don't, then those of us who do we can help them do whatever they need to do at Entergy, with Chris Jones campaign, wherever. And so we need to know that you don't have access. We need to know that you don't know how to do these things, and then we can help you as much as we can.
Calling you on the air.
Good morning to you and all your listeners.
Good morning.
My question is, I have a question. I believe, I'm not what I believe or not, it don't matter. I think you are doing a good service for the young people. So I guess you're showing your love. But my question is, how does it feel you doing the best you can to help people versus a system that you know is the one causing the people the problem? How do you, and this goes for all your listeners too, how do you practice your goodness dealing with a system that you know that is causing the problem? Because we know a system is in place that causes all these different problems all over the place, really. How do you deal with it?
Okay.
Miss Brown, looking like you talking to me.
I'm thinking through it, and personally, I know that I'm doing what the Lord has called me to do. And so he gives me strength to do it each and every day. And at the end of the day, as long as I know, and this is my job, but this is I enjoy doing my job, and I'm helping others because somebody helped me. And so I can only control how I respond to things. And as long as I know that I'm doing the very best that I can and doing it the right way, I can only answer that question for myself. I do happen to work for a Fortune 500 company, but I do believe that there are people in the company that work with me that feel the same way I do. We are just doing the best we can in the environment that we've been given to do it in. So,
Yeah, in the context of that question,
I think what I want to extend the question from the caller, because I think what I hear the caller asking is kind of a challenge to you. And you said, well, I'm doing the best that I can. There are other people who are doing the best that I can in the environment in which we are in. I think what the caller is pushing you to think about is, are there changes you can make about the environment that you are in? And if so, are you willing to do that work?
and I think that's why we push these resource days, because it was an idea that many people said may not work, may work, but they gave us the opportunity to do it. And if we show the need for it and the response and from the customers, then that's a change. So, a little change at a time. Can't go in. I can't go in and get them to open up a place where you can pay your bill. Trust me, we've asked.
Mhm.
But maybe, this shows, okay, well, we may be able to do it maybe once a month that they can come in. So we got to take little small steps, but not taking any step won't make a difference. And so my contribution is just, let's try this little small step to try to get the word out and to see the need, and then maybe we can move forward.
yeah, and so in that aspect, when you look at it, there's a old saying: you miss 100% of the shots that you don't take. So um, I like what you said when you said you brought this idea to management or to your supervisors, whatever, and they said, okay, let's see. You know, a lot of times we'll have an idea or we'll think about something, but that's all we'll do is think about it. We'll never try to put it in action, or we'll never try to act, because I think sometimes we'll think that, oh, they're not going to go for this. They're not going to go for this. They're not going to go for this. And a perfect example is when um, I spoke with Laura Landry, and I proposed some things to her. If I would have said that, well, I'm not going to reach out to her because there's some ideas that I have that I'm just not going to go for that. But when I went and I talked to her about it, like, yeah, that makes sense. There's some things that we can do. And so that started the ball rolling. And so a lot of times to actually uh, become the facilitator of change in a lot of ways, you have to be able to have uh, the fortitude, or have the strength to just go in and say, hey, here is an idea. Can I go ahead and facilitate? And sometimes that's difficult for a lot of people to do. We got a few more minutes left in the show, about 5 more minutes left in the show. We've been talking to Katrina Brown, who is the
Customer service manager.
customer service manager for Energy Arkansas. We're talking about some of the programs that Energy offers. We're talking about the pop-up that's going to be at the watershed. For those of you who've been around Little Rock for years, it's something that they do every year. Energy has been involved in so many different things. During tax season, they sponsor. They're one of the sponsors at the state fairground for tax season. There's a lot of different things, and there's a lot of different information. There's a lot of different things that can benefit you and your household, but you can never get the benefit if you never reach out to find out about the benefit. And that's one of the things that I'm hearing from Katrina that she's trying to do, is put things in place. Was a pop-up, was a resource day, but be it in that space where you can actually find out about those benefits, where you can actually get information about those benefits, that it can actually help affect so much of your day-to-day living, especially when it comes to your energy bill and other things that will benefit you.
Can you give us the details for the event again?
Yes, ma'am. It's gonna be Wednesday, July 29th at the Watershed, in Little Rock. Um, it should start around 9. Um, and then there'll be resources there such as the Arkansas Minority Health. There'll be someone there from the Department of Human Services, the Office of Child Support, the Workforce Center bus will be there. Our Energy Solutions will be there. There'll be representatives there from Entergy, and then there'll be representatives there from CADC that will be taking the LAHEAP applications. Now, we were just at the fairgrounds on last Friday, so if you applied there, you won't be able to get assistance from CADC again, but there may be other resources available for you at the Watershed. And then again, there will be a fan drive. The fans, again, are first come, first served.
Is this a vending opportunity for people?
It normally our resource days are, however, because the watershed is limited on space, I wasn't able to open it up to a whole lot of vendors. But yes, resource days, we normally reach out to those that it had, free resources to people because we're not trying to bring anything in, that they have to pay for. But
Sure.
yes, ma'am, we do offer that as well.
So the Watershed Family Resource Center is located at 3701 Springer Boulevard, right here in Little Rock. The Watershed Family Resource Center, 3701 Springer Boulevard, right here in Little Rock, 72206. This is next Wednesday.
Yes.
The next Wednesday starts at 9 o'clock. She said round 9 o'clock. So around 9 o'clock in the morning, and then until around 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And the fan drive is first come, first serve, as far as we know.
Yes, ma'am.
And two things I want to say real quickly before we get off the air. Number one, it's so great to see the watershed still being a valuable tool and entity in the city of Little Rock and surrounding city. The city is still going forward even after the passing of Reverend Stewart. So it's great to see the watershed, let's say the world's first social hospital. Glad to see it still moving forward. And I just want to thank you, Ms. Katrina, for being here, giving this information. I know this is the beginning of having you on different times when there is events going on to get that information out to the community. So I really appreciate you taking the time out of your day to be here this morning.
Well, I
And
thank you for inviting us. Thank you so much. And we hope that the information was given is useful and that someone will benefit from hearing us today.
Yeah, and I know you're not a stranger to KABF. You've been on multiple shows here before. Any last words? Any last?
If we want to live in a world that is more just, more equitable, more inclusive, and more peaceful, we have got to learn how to live and love differently.
Okay, well, thank you for tuning to the show this morning. Continue to listen to KABF 88.3 FM, where we are the voice of the people. And enjoy the rest of your week. Please stay hydrated. If you don't have to be out in the heat, please don't get out there. Talk to you later. Bye.